Hey guys, it's Tell with Oshawa Bushcraft. Today I'm shooting a video on cooking and investigational archaeology. I'm going to make stew this weekend, but not totally in the traditional sense of stew. I think we have kind of lost sight of what a stew pot meant historically. I think in a lot of cultures and in a lot of time periods around the world, the stew pot was something that hung next to the fire and stayed going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it was a depository for odds and ends and leftovers from meals and odd cuts of meat that weren't good for anything else. Every time they say that this part of the animal is just good for the stew pot, that's where it went. And so there was always something to eat, but it would be different from day to day. And I imagine geographically, depending on what area you're in and what time of year it is, what's available to you will change, and what you're going to find in a stew pot will change. So I'm going to keep this pot going for the next 3 days over the fire. Now, I don't expect this is going to feed everybody in our group for 3 days, so this will be a side dish to other meals. And I'm not really sure where this is going to go. I've never done this before, so stay with me. Right now we're going to prep some ingredients. I'm going to show you guys what I'm putting in here. We're going to get started, and then throughout the week, as we hunt for something or we find odds and ends from other meals or we forage, I'm going to show you guys what we're foraging and what's going in the pot. We'll try to give you a review of where it's going. So stick around. I don't really know where this is going to go, but hopefully it'll be exciting. Alright guys, kind of in the interest of how this project's supposed to go, I grabbed all of my ingredients kind of with odds and ends of what I had in the cupboards. So to start things off, we got a can of crushed tomatoes, a big can of beans, a can of chopped ham. For fresh veggies, we got green pepper, an onion, 2 potatoes, and 2 carrots. Now, one of my pet peeves is watching a cooking video for 20 minutes. You're just watching a guy cut veggies. So, today I'm going to try using the, what do we got? The Tops Dragonfly knife. Let's see how fast I can do this. Alright guys, that was pretty fast. I've already loaded out my Morse pot, and I didn't get the potatoes or the 2 cans in there. I did get the ham in. So I have replacement for the potatoes coming anyway, so I'm not worried about them. Hopefully if this cooks down a little bit, we'll be able to get these cans in later tonight. For the time being, I'm going to add lots of water, and then this is going to go on the fire. Oh yeah, that's going to condense plenty. I just put a full liter in there, and there's still more room. So this is going to go on the fire, and when we're ready to add some more to it, there'll be an update. Stick around. All right, guys, we've had the pot on the fire for almost 6 hours now. It's been on and off every now and then. Whenever we need to put a kettle on here, we've been moving it. I don't know if you guys can see what we got going on here. The veggies are getting nice and tender. We're getting a nice, the broth is colorful. It's not quite thickening up like a stew yet because we don't have the potatoes in there. We didn't have room. But let me try some of this. That tastes like vegetable soup. That is pretty good. Now, I was going to throw the potatoes in now because I want to start thickening it up, but we have a substitute for potatoes coming tomorrow. It's going to be a surprise. So for now, I'm just going to throw the pot of beans in. Alright guys, now I'm going to give that a stir. We'll probably let the fire die down tonight, and we'll warm this up tomorrow morning, and we're going to try some for breakfast. So stick around. Morning guys. It's just a little after dawn here on day 2. I'm the first one up. My stew pot's still here. The animals didn't take off with it in the night. It was up a little higher than this, maybe 2 feet over the coals, which were, they were still glowing this morning. And that pot was still, it was hot to the touch, which is considerably warmer than it is out here. I can see my breath, so we're in about that temperature range. And I gotta tell you already, I got up this morning and was looking around thinking about what I'm going to cook for breakfast, and finding out that breakfast was already waiting for me here. All I had to do was kick the coals a little bit and get things warmed up again. Great. I really wasn't in the mood to cook something, so this is really easy. I'm liking this already. We're going to try some of this morning. I gotta be honest with you guys, I had to pull my camera batteries out and warm them up just to get my camera to work. And while I was doing that, I tried some of this already, and this is actually quite a treat. If you guys can see this. Now, there's just two of us in camp right now. The other guy's still sleeping, but at any minute we could be expecting up to half a dozen to come walking down the trail and join us. So knowing that we could feed maybe not half a dozen, but at least most of them at a moment's notice is kind of nice. So stick around, I'm going to get more comfortable. We're going to try some of this out. Hey guys, if you notice, what I'm using for my plate this weekend is my MSR 1.6 liter pot with just the handles removed. I started doing this at one of our last little get-togethers because we're doing different cooking projects, and some are bigger than others, and sometimes somebody else is cooking something a little larger, you need to grab a plate. I've already been cooking in my pot. It's already semi-dirty, it's already out of my gear, so I started just eating out of it anyway, and as a plate / bowl, it works really good for that. This is just mixed veggies, some ham, and a can of beans in tomato sauce. It is darn good. I would definitely prepare this again as a dinner just as it is. Important point right here though. I didn't add any seasoning to this yet because I think this has a long journey over the next 2 days. There's going to be a lot of stuff added to it. And with seasoning, once you put it in, you can't take it back out again. So I didn't want to add salt and we end up adding something salty to it, or adding something really garlicky and we add wild garlic or leeks or something to it you can't go back on. So that was something I did think of, and this is delicious right now. I'm not regretting it at all. So I've knocked that pot down about a third of the way. So once the rest of our party gets here, we're going to go out and find some wild edibles. We're going to put some cool stuff in this next, so stick around guys. Hey guys. Alright, now it's a little later in the morning now. We got some people showing up to camp. I enjoyed some of my stew this morning, so now we've got some room in the pot to add some more stuff. Now, the first ingredient I got is more wild leeks. You guys remember my cooking black bear video from last fall? I'm actually right back in that same spot where I was picking leeks last year. The camera's just on a bit of a different angle. And this is important because now we get to see those leeks at a different season. This is them in the springtime. Now, if you remember, in the fall we were digging up bulbs that had a little stem with some black seeds on it. This is it come springtime. It is just some, I don't know how to describe them. Long, nice long leaves. And this is all leeks in here. So I'm going to pick us up a fistful of leaves, and I'm just going to make sure to take one leaf off of each plant, so I don't want to kill any one of them off. And we'll get these back to camp, and we got one more ingredient, and we're going to get the stew back out, put some more ingredients in it. Stick around. Alright guys, we're getting our first wild edibles going on now. Alright, so we're going to start with those, the wild leeks. These are those leaves I just picked. And I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm going to rip them into pieces and throw them in. Or go lay down, please. Now the next thing we got, I hope you guys can see this. These are Jerusalem artichoke bulbs, or what's that term? And these apparently cook up just like a potato. Now we dug these up out of the ground. I didn't do a video digging them up because there's really very little to identify them in the spring. It's just a dead stalk sticking up the ground. It looks like any other plant. I'm hoping to get these later in the summer and in the fall. We're going to do another video on these because I want to show how to ID them. Sorry, a pack of wolves running through here. So all I'm going to do is cut these into chunks that you could bite, and they're going in the pot too. another thought for you guys. I dug those bulbs up out of the ground, and they needed to be scrubbed, and we don't have a good water supply out here. We don't have a creek or stream near camp, but the MSR pot makes a good small sink for scrubbing veggies, and it worked great for that. Another reason I love this pot. Hey guys, it is lunch on day 3 here, and we're finishing up the last of our stew. Now, sorry I didn't get any more clips shot last night. It was raining here and pretty windy, and we had a lot of people trying to hide out under this shelter, and there really wasn't the room to shoot a video. I had some for dinner last night, and then I refilled with, what did we add? We did ribs in a Dutch oven with peppers, and the barbecue sauce and the fat from the ribs went in, and the peppers. And what else did we add? Something else. Squash didn't make it in, I forgot.
Okay.
We threw something else in. Come have a look at this. This is the last of it. And I gotta tell you guys, it is delicious. I was surprised every time I kept going for the pot, people kept asking for some. I thought I was gonna be the only person who was gonna touch this thing. I would consider this a great success. It worked really good. Now, this is not gonna be for everyone. If you don't have firewood in your area, or you have a fire ban on, and you gotta cook on a stove, probably not gonna be realistic to keep a stove going for a weekend, or keep a pot going. If you're running by yourself, this might be a little much. In a group of 2 or more, probably works a lot better. I think my favorite part of it was having breakfast ready in the morning. When you got up, all you had to do was kick the coals up and warm that pot back up, and you were ready to eat. It was very little prep. I will definitely be trying this again. So, I consider this a successful experiment. I hope it looked good. It definitely tasted good. Thanks a lot, guys. And until next time, go outside. YouTube will be here when you get back.